everyone, welcome to Edu-Astro once again. Today we are going to start our journey on the soul of the planets. Now, why do I call it the soul of the planets? Because we know that every planet has its own characteristics. We have already covered it in the previous videos. However, when you look at the planets in the chart, it is very difficult to say that what will the planet do. And unless and until we understand that, we will not be able to see what has the planet in store for us, or what should we do and how should we act so that we can get the best out of it. With that, we start with sun today, the soul of sun. Even before understanding the soul of sun, you need to understand a bit about the sun. Okay? From a planetary standpoint, sun gives us light and gives us life. Without sun, we cannot survive. So, it is the main source of life. It is the main source of our soul. And that is why we are here. So, sun represents the Atman, the universal soul, and the source of the true self-esteem and the divine self inherent in all. We are all coming from the sun. Now, sun in Hindi or Sanskrit is also known as Surya. So, Lord Surya is the brightest star in the sky. And if you were to think about its brilliance and its majestic movement, sun will show us the inherent capacity for truth and transformation. Remember, sun is very, very disciplined. Okay? Comes up every morning, sets every evening, and because of the sun, all the nine planets, the entire solar system is in its place always, right? And there are no holidays for sun. So sun represents our soul, the soul which is represented by the first house, the ascendant in the horoscope, which we have already covered, right? So here sun is exalted, which was covered in the previous video in exaltation and debilitation, the important positions of planet. So sun is exalted here in the first house because sun, that is the job of sun. So the sun becomes very comfortable over here, right? This house naturally belongs to Mars. Mars is the lord of first house, remember? And both represent fiery energy, right? We had covered in the elements video that which are the fiery signs. Sun is the life force, and Mars is the energy and the passion for life. So these combine together, and Sun performs very well in the first house. Now, Sun is the Atman, Sun is the soul. What is the psychology a planet like Sun would have? It can be I am, and you can term it as your ego, right? And ego is not only negative, ego is positive too. And because of positive ego, you can do a lot of things. We'll come to the negative part. Now, see, the inner self of yours, your essence, is what sun represents. The base characteristics of sun are nobility, individuality, grandeur, administration, pride, your ego, self centeredness, ostentation, and nepotism. These are the psychological needs or the way the sun thinks. The spiritual need of sun is that the sun's light is the path of truth, right? And giving the strength to sacrifice our false desires so that we purify and reclaim ourselves in the highest truth. Understand this. Sun is burning all day, all night to give light to us in the entire dark universe. So what sun teaches us is that if we sacrifice our false desires and we do not get caught in the Maya, then we will elevate ourselves. There are some basic keywords. If you remember, you will be able to understand this much better. So the basic keywords for sun are authority, determination, dignity, confidence, and vitality. These are the qualities of sun which sun will give you. And the five positive keywords for Sun are creativity, courage, leadership, independence, and generosity. Sun will make you exhibit these. And the five negative keywords for Sun are arrogance, cruelty, conceit, or excessive pride, pomp and show, and aggression. These happen when your Sun is afflicted and you are not doing the things which Sun requires you. Okay. Now, as far as human relationships go, Sun represents father, your son, kid, father-in-law, any father-like elderly person, right? King in today's world, anybody who is a minister or runs the country or in the cabinet, any government people, officials, any federal person, state, government agency, boss, CEO, all these people who hold authoritative positions are represented by Sun. Now, understand this concept. If Sun is a planet which can be there in the horoscope, it can be in any of the 12 houses. We have covered the 12 houses before, right? First, second, third, fourth, till 12, any houses. Will Sun represent the same thing and do the same thing on in all these places? No. So here we have to combine what Sun is, what the house means, the Rashi means, and everything together to understand what the Sun in your horoscope wants you to do. That is the sole desire of Sun. See, now Sun has these qualities. When it goes into the 12 houses or wherever it's placed in a horoscope, it will want to do a particular thing depending upon the placement and other things. So there is an innate desire of the Sun because it is placed there, and you get a Sun in a particular position in your horoscope because you need to do that thing, and that is your soul's calling. And this is what we mean when we say the soul of the planet. So the soul of the Sun in different houses has different work for you. If you understand that, it becomes easy for you to go on the path which Sun wants you to and get the benefits. So in the first house, the Sun would want to establish himself through self efforts, your health, build your fame, everything. In the second house, the Sun would want to lead the family by a family business or anything. Third house, the Sun would want to lead initiatives, efforts, so that you can get your name, fame, either through brother sisters or through neighbors or taking on many initiatives, right? These type of third house related. Fourth house, the Sun would want to be led by the parents. Why? Sun becomes non-digbali here, means non-directional. Sun is directional, has a directional strength in the 10th house. So opposite to it, fourth house, Sun becomes non-digbali and loses direction. Though whatever the qualities the person possesses, somehow or the other, the person would really feel that they need an umbrella of the parents. They would ask them everything. The Sun would want to be in the Sun would want to be led by the parents. Right? In the fifth house, Sun would want to lead the thought process, innovation, take your thought process into the next level by learning more, by understanding more. Right? See, fifth house is the seat of power and authority and intelligence. So here, Sun gets to do a lot of good things because fifth house belongs to Sun himself. Sixth house is the house where you have problems, are the enemy. Problems are your enemy. And Sun is a leader, is a king. So Sun needs to lead the problem solving process. He would sit there to solve problems for people, problems for everybody. And thus, that would be his calling of the soul. In seventh house, Sun is with Venus, and Sun and Venus don't go very well together. So Sun here would want to get along with everyone so that he can have his fame and name pretty much said across his home, across countries, across businesses, work with partners, get along with everyone so that he can work with. Eighth house. When Sun is in eighth house, see, eighth house Scorpio is the house which is very deep. It's a black hole type of a thing, or I would rather say that sunlight doesn't reach there, right? So if that is the case and sun goes there and it brightens that place, what will happen? The person's soul or the inner calling of sun is over there is to find himself, to find his own identity, so that he can get his prestige in his life in his own eyes, right? That would be his natural calling. Ninth house, when the sun is in ninth house, sun would want to lead himself for higher learning. Sun can also strive to lead people from a religious standpoint, righteousness standpoint. But the most important thing will be sun would want to learn things over. In 10th house, 10th house is the house of people. Saturn rules it. So when sun goes there, sun's job or sun's main calling is to lead people, do for people, right? Which an actual king should be doing. That is his ambition. That will give him authority. That will give him the grace, fame, his position. So that will be Sun's true calling over there. This is where Sun is big belly, has directional strength, knows what to do. In 11th house, Sun is with a lot of people, social circle, right? Friends and everybody. So Sun here would want to create an influence in the society by somehow or the other. Might be if your sun is in a good position over there in the 11th house, then he would be doing so by noble deeds. If sun is in a bad position there, then the sun would take other means to create influence for the society. But the natural calling of the soul of sun is to create influence in the 11th house. In the 12th house, and influence, by the way, in 11th house, create influence for himself. Right? He should be influential. In the 12th house, sun goes and goes into a corner and has to do a lot of introspection. The idea behind sun in 12th house, we also call it as the Marankaran Sthan of sun, is that sun's main calling here is to find salvation, to find himself. He needs time to sit down, think, and do things for himself, to elevate himself. That is his true calling over there in the 12th house. Now, with the qualities of sun which you have learned and what the sun really would want to do in the different houses, you can now very well see that wherever your sun is placed, your true calling would be as we have explained. And this is just a very small part of it. There are many details to it. We cover it in much more detail and understanding in our courses. You can join if you want to learn more, or if you want to have any problem solved or any questions, you can contact us for that too. So this gives you an idea as to how do you read your sun and what can you do with it so that you follow the correct path of your planet soul's calling and get the most benefit of it. So I hope you have liked the video. Please do like, share and subscribe, and we will be back soon with another video with an interesting perspective. Till then, thank you. Bye-bye.